What's up?
I just finished watching Karen. I'm actually recording a reaction to it right now, and I was like, "Oh no, I have to FaceTime my father about this." Hold up! Look at you with your salt and pepper beard. Oh, shucky ducky daddy, looking like a silver fox.
How you doing today?
I'm stuck, Dad. I'm stuck. I don't know how to recover from the hours. The 3 hours that I just spent. I can't get back.
I told you.
Say hello to the people.
Hit me with the fine point.
Say hi.
Hey, Sierra, you know I got.
I'm not live, Dad. It's all pre-recorded.
Okay. Hit me with the fine point. Tell me how you really feel.
If I could turn back town. I really want to go back and listen to all the things that I said, but because I'm recording, I can't. Okay, let's see. So we already talked about the fact that it just started with the Black Lives Matter. I ain't see nothing else at that point, right? I didn't realize that she instantly was like, "Let me wash all this artwork off." Like, sis, you gotta be big man to have somebody and it wasn't like somebody just wrote Black Lives Matter like with chalk, like with chicken scratch. Like, no, there was some effort into it, right?
Right.
Oh. Then we get to the actual movie. Why does Karen? Let me see can I put you here? Okay, I didn't knock off the equilibrium. Okay, cool. Let's see if I put you in the middle. Ha ha! Yes. Okay, why I feel like Karen only spoke in textbook? If you do not comply. It was like she spoke.
Hold up.
Can you not hear me?
No, I can't hear you. I'm just turning up the volume a little bit more.
Okay. It was like as if she only spoke in Oxford text. Like some of the I can't even think of what she said that made me go like, no one even speaks like that. Like, I don't know near not one person that speaks like that. But then we also got Black Man, whose name I forgot already, even though they just said it. Oh no, my soap fell. I'll pick it up later. Malik.
The main black guy?
Huh?
The main black guy.
Yeah, Mr. Tiamari.
Yeah.
Dag, that's kind of... Anyway. He only seemed to be able to speak in woke.
I know, right?
Both of them seem to speak in woke.
The one thing.
Oh no, connection.
It was as basic and as it could be.
So
right?
Basic control.
Yeah, tell me this line didn't kill you. When they were at the dinner party, and all the conscious Black people were sitting around, and the lady said, "They shot him 5 times, like his life didn't matter." And then her husband looked at her and said, "Black lives matter."
Huh? Black lives matter? You don't say. What a concept.
My man, I'm telling you, I was in here screaming at the screen like, what the hell? Yo, everything was overly conscious or overly
overly convoluted.
Yeah, even look. I guarantee you, if you poll a bunch of racist white people, I guarantee you, less than 1% have actual fucking Confederate soap dispensers and pictures of Confederate soldiers in their fucking bathroom.
Yeah.
Like everything was just too over the top, too straightforward. There were no subtleties in it. You walk in the door, you got the African mask, you got the African artifacts and everything like that.
I'm surprised I didn't hear the
No. Oh man, and then she walked in there and she had the nerve to say, "Look at you slaving in the kitchen." I was like,
nah, what got me was she was like, "Oh, look at that dress, it's a little provocative for my taste." Was a good thing I'm at my own house then, huh? You could get the hell out.
Exactly.
You could walk your Karen ass out my door.
Exactly. But you know what?
Why it took them over an hour for them to say my favorite line?
What's that?
Get off my property.
Oh, yeah. But here's the other thing. Why did they go into old Abbott and Costello, who's on first routine?
What's her name? The Karen. No, I know she's a Karen, but what's her name? Karen. So you're telling me that Karen is actually named Karen? Huh. 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 Who would have known that was a name? Huh. God sure has a sense of humor. Meanwhile, Karen is just a common of a name as John.
That shit had me like, what the fuck, yo? Who wrote this?
Tyler Perry.
What, yo? Actually, that motherfucker made Tyler Perry look like Martin Scorsese.
He really did, though.
Yes.
That when that choir came in, I don't even remember if it was because they were fighting or no, because that was the "it's about to be a what girl fight" part. Like I was like, this don't even feel earned. It's not like she's like, I'm about to have a kick-ass moment. So I need a kick-ass song playing in the background. This is just as basic as anything. I'm trying to think, what was it? When did the choir of ancestral crying mothers came in? Singing the songs "Tears of an Ancestor." I don't even remember, but I was just like, what is this movie? First off, none of this even flowed. None of this was realistic. Like that scene where she came over to man's table, the same one.
Yeah.
That said, Black Lives Matter, and Karen is a name. The same one. How you gonna get me? How you gonna come to my table and tell me to be white? That wouldn't even happen in real life. What would have happened is that she would have told the table
when she went to the manager, she said, "You see your point," and then she said, "Yeah, like she just did that little point thing, like right there. He's right there." It's like, really? Did we need the over exaggeration with the finger point?
How about the fact that y'all could have easily said, "Ma'am, manager, we were sitting here this whole time. She came to us unprovoked, and she should have gotten kicked out, right?" But what even kills me is the scene where they have the HOA meeting, and Karen is talking about, like, you know, I have some new neighbors, right? And the Latina, okay, was like, "Oh yeah, the black couple, right?" And then the Asian said, Actually, it's African Americans. Actually, how about referring to them by their names? They have names. Those are not foreign.
But see, in the script writing, they was like, well, how can we make it seem like she's the only one that doesn't accept them? Let's have the Latin and the Asian person look at it like it's all good. So now we have all these ethnicities agreeing, and it's just this one person.
But notice
on the nose.
I was like, oh look, but that's what the movie is, a genius. Because notice how they were at a literal table, and every race had a seat but us.
Right. And that was supposed to be the point of the movie, because this housing complex doesn't have African Americans, so we need tokens.
But then here's the thing, they contradict themselves, because if they're part of the homeowners association, they just said that one of the homeowners, which is black, who's a prominent civil rights attorney, filed a complaint. So you already have black people in your town.
You didn't realize that. See, in order for that scene to happen, the whole thing going down with the black guy and his friends and her acting like they're attacking her had to happen. Prior to that scene, you thought they were the only black people in the whole thing.
But that's because of the way they wrote it. Because they kept saying, like, we live in a white neighborhood. Meanwhile, the only white people I have ever seen in this movie is Karen, the white lady that was just like, oh my gosh, you live right next to black people? And her brother, everybody else, and then the one good cop, yeah. And then everybody else has been all the other different ethnicities. So you making it sound like you live in an all-white neighborhood. Or you live in a highly affluent neighborhood that's predominantly white, yet all we see are the non-caucus people.
Even the brother was way over the top, bruh. Even the brother was way over the top. Like, I'm a part of a secret society, and I'm like God out here. And I'm like, what secret society is this?
He kept saying the brotherhood, and I was like, are they talking about the brotherhood or the brotherhood? And then he said that line, I was like, oh, he means the brotherhood.
Yeah, like he tried to say that he's part of this Ku Klux Klan sort of organization that encompasses all racist cops. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to just being part of the Ku Klux Klan.
He's
part of the police order of the Ku Klux Klan, and he's like, that makes me untouchable. And I'm like,
does it?
That don't even seem realistic. You know what I'm saying?
You can tell somebody that's not white wrote that part.
I mean, yeah, we know that there's cops that are part of the Ku Klux Klan, but there was never no separate arm from them. They were just part of the Ku Klux Klan, and they weren't untouchable because they were part of the Ku Klux Klan. They were just untouchable because there are a lot of people in the higher ups that just happen to be Klans members. But the way he made it sound like there was this secret top society of Ku Klux Klan members, and that he could never, you understand, be touched and everything like that. And then the whole thing with him and look, his supposed partner, who seemed to be a lot more liberal, for lack of a better word,
sure,
was still whack. You know what I'm saying? Like, he see all of this stuff going on. It would take him like 20 minutes of him harassing somebody before he go, hey, you know, maybe you should stop.
20 minutes? Yeah. 20 minutes, Dad. That's a number.
Huh?
That's a number. And I don't know if I should be like, damn, his cap of like harassment was just 20 minutes. That's a long ass time. Or is 20 minutes too short and I don't know about it? Like,
well, exactly.
That's
but
a number.
That. Like, that's like he sit there. He knows he sees his partner harassing the guy, making the guy get out of the car, going through all this shit, and then like on the tail end of it all, he's like, "Hey, I think you're going too far." Really? Now you're talking about he's going too far? And even when he went up in the room and he got his gun out and everything, and he's telling the guy, get out of here. And he's like, "No, I'm going." I mean, I get it.
Whatever happened to Malik?
But you are way late in this thing. Like, it's almost like you got this conscious crisis of conscience where you want to intervene, but you're not sure if you really disagree or not. Like, your response time was just too long in a lot of those cases, and I was just bugging off that.
You know what I just thought about? So they show us what happens to the bad actress. I want to know what happened with Malik. They just like detained him, and that was it. Like,
after they tried to frame him with all that shit, about a scene or two later, you see him walking out of the police precinct with his fucking lawyer, and I'm thinking to myself, that would never happen. Even if the cop planted drugs on you, you ain't getting out of jail that goddamn fast.
Or how about the fact that? Wait, hold on. Thoughts are like boomerangs; they always come back. It'll take a minute, but they always come back.
See, that's the thing. Like,
right. How, like we saw him get detained, right? But they showed us his lawyer calling the police station and asking to see his people, or speak to his client, and they're like, they didn't even book him. So then what happened to him? And then he walks up talking about, I want to see my client. Obviously, she like, he ain't here.
But that's the thing. Did you see him and the lawyer walking out of the police precinct?
No.
They did.
They did?
Yeah. After all of that, right? He called. They hadn't brought him in yet and everything like that. And then, like I say, about a scene or two later, actually, it's towards the end after the two knuckleheads got killed. There's a scene where you see the lawyer and Malik walking out of the police precinct and getting in the car together. See, that's what I was saying. It was such a subtle move. It was part of the montage after Karen and her brother.
Did I even watch this movie? Did I watch this movie? Did I watch this movie?
By the time you got to that part of the movie, it's probably sensory overload. It was like, I can't take this. This is just too fucked up for me. But let's talk about that ending. I'll let you go first. Tell me about the ending, please.
Are you talking about when the movie pat itself on the back? When the yo, but can we talk about how Mans is like, oh, I'm not gonna dress up in a suit to play the trumpet. I'm gonna be swagged out in my crispiest, whitest hoodie. All right. My drippiest marble pants and a black jacket because I'm a professional.
That shit had me cracking up, yo. I was sitting there, and as soon as the trumpet started playing, I was like, okay, we're getting a Spike Lee moment.
Nah, but the first word was racism, Dad. I think the word racism came before the trumpet did. It's like racism.
The way the scene was laid out, right? You had the guy telling the speech and everything, and you hear the trumpet in the background. And I'm going, okay, we're getting a Spike Lee kind of layout thing. Like Spike Lee would do some shit like in Do the Right Thing or whatever. And then it turned into a Simpsons moment. Because only in The Simpsons, where you hear the trumpet and you think it's playing in the background, and then you pan over and there's actually somebody playing the fucking trumpet.
And he's dressed to the nines.
Yeah. I was like, yeah. What the fuck is this? Yeah, that would have been the last thing. But even that,
And they was just staring at the screen so proud, like we did it. We conquered racism. We taught them. But here's the problem.
Wait.
Why are we getting that speech? Why are we getting that speech? It's not like this movie is on Peacock. This is on BET. So then you already know that black people are your audience. Why are you preaching to us? We know. We live this, sis.
But that's what I'm saying. That's that Spike Lee moment where Spike Lee got the little jazz playing in the background with the trumpet or the saxophone, and you get this montage of ethnicity, flowing through it as the scene. But the whole, like you said, they have that pat on the back moment. The whole pat on the back moment of this movie is when Malik and his wife goes into the house, and then they stop and pause and give you that look like, now you know.
I said there is no way that they would have instantly hired this new black woman to be the president of the HOA, and then they gonna just instantly be like, yeah, sure, we're gonna change the name of this location.
How did she become the president, though? All those people that's been living there on that housing association, and she's only been there 5 seconds, and now she's the president of the home association? Stop.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Yo, I'm telling you, man, that movie just was like, it was crazy.
That I kept pausing every 3 seconds. I was like, you know what, Sierra, you gotta stop. She will never get through this movie. Oh my goodness, I can't get that bad.
Even the dialogue, the way the dialogue was spoken was bad. Malik kept pausing in the middle of sentences at the weirdest times and shit.
Yeah, it's like they all responded on a 10-second delay. Going back to the part at the diner where she was like, "Oh, you guys are having a good time, huh? 'Cause I can hear you from all the way over there." No one's gonna say a line. Okay. So can you guys keep it down? So,
Exactly.
Sir, you missed your cue. I gave you a long 20-second pause. You ain't say nothing. Now you want to say so? Thank God Taryn Manning is an actual actress, even though I feel bad because, like, I have a crush on that actor. He's fine. But they was just like, and it was like, I don't know if they were trying to be bad on purpose, and if they were, they didn't know if they wanted to be a Tommy Wiseau movie with The Room, or if they wanted to be a Tyler Perry movie with his whole filmography. They didn't know where they wanted to go, because, like, that whole delayed response thing, and, like, that was definitely, like, hello, Tommy, you're my favorite customer. How much? Thanks. Keep the change. You see you again, and like Tommy's already out the door. Like this felt very The Room meets Tyler Perry meets a parody of a Spike Lee movie.
I tell you what, though, I think we got to give Tyler Perry somewhat of an apology because we thought he was bad.
Oh no, he's still bad.
Dialogue and script writing, we thought he was bad.
No, he's still bad. We're not apologizing. We are not apologizing. Just because somebody is worse does not make you any less bad.
That shit was just.
Except that was a lesson.
Even the scene, like, it was just so many different things that went in it that just didn't make any sense. Like, she getting undressed in front of a wide open window. How many black people you know do shit like that?
Thank you. I know we are not a monolith, but we are all Americans and we love our privacy. Why the hell would we just like instantly be? I told the story about when I first moved in this apartment. I had enough to like lay down on the floor and cover myself, and I was like, these windows are big and wide. You can stare at me whether I'm fully naked or clothed, and tacked up a sheet until I was able to get some curtains or a blind. You telling me you've been living in that house all that time and not worried about your blinds?
Yeah, like, they didn't even have blinds. They ain't had nothing really on the windows. So I'm like, you could have bought a shade, a blind, or something. And then after they found out that she was peeking in on her, they still making out in front of a wide open window. So I'm like, well, what's the point?
I want to know if they in the original script, if they had it that Karen secretly wanted that BBC. Because I don't know how, but I'm telling you, I'm wondering if that was like in the original script and they just never came back to it. Because I mean, there was so much about her lingering about her husband, and I mean lingering at Malik and this and that, and it's just like, all right, so is anything coming out of this?
When she found her son peeking in the window after making out, after she told him to leave, she stayed and watched.
But nothing came of that. Like, I'm like, wow. So that was for nothing. Okay.
But that's the point. That's the point I'm talking about with this movie. Like, everything was obvious. Karen's a racist, and she's the only racist in the whole goddamn movie. Even her kids like black people, right? And then her brother is the only other racist in the damn movie. But it was no gray area. It was. You hate them. They're right on the nose. They're racist. They're this. They're that. There's no leeway. You know what I'm saying? But there was that scene where she was watching them in the window. That was the one time that I kind of got on Karen's side, because I'm like, yo, if I had kids,
cover your windows, bro.
Yeah, just like,
I don't care if you got the body of Hercules himself. Cover your windows. I said, I don't care if you got the body of Hercules himself. Cover your windows. Don't nobody want to see that.
That's the only time that I kind of was on her side for a brief second.
Yep.
But, they quickly changed that around. And I was like, oh, yeah, we're back to hating Karen again.
Oh, my goodness.
The sad part is the concept of the movie was a good concept, right? And it executed well with a really good script and a really good director who really knew how to get a good performance. This could have been another Get Out movie.
I was just about to say, so you're basically saying that if this movie was to have been written and produced by Jordan Peele, it'd be a good movie. Because it was trying so hard to be Get Out, especially with that whole, like, hold on, because I can't do it with the camera. Oh, I'm black. Yes, and then the white girl's like, did I stutter? Did I stutter? I was like, ooh, sis, can't kill. I was like, this movie can't even movie right.
Nah.
And then
there's so much I tell you this though, for a terrible movie, I remember so much about that movie. That's how terrible it was.
That's the thing. That's what's so wonderful about so bad it's good movies. Like The Room. Or Teeth. Or
You saw Teeth?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, okay.
But I've watched the review on the movie, so now I'm like, oh Lord, and it's available on Amazon. I should probably do that. I was originally trying to do Back to the Future, but I couldn't find it.
You couldn't what?
I couldn't find it, not for free.
Nah.
So.
You can go to Show Today.
That's what I'm on now. That's how I'm reacting to Karen.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, they have a pretty good catalog. I mean, there's probably one movie I was trying to find that I couldn't find on there, but they're usually pretty good. You can give them a try later on.
Oh.
Maybe you might get lucky.
Oh, Dad. But before we stop talking about this movie and I record my outro and get us set up for What If, why did they make their credits like that? With the dancing girl with like the Jamaican Afro, like Nollywood type music. And I'm like, I was like, did I accidentally touch my computer? And then I saw Taryn Manning's name and I was like, this is the. So you guys are gonna be such a stereotype that we had to have a breakdancing black girl silhouette being mixed and matched by all these Jamaican and black African flag colors. What? It was so disorienting.
Yeah.
It was confusing.
Yeah. I heard one of the people who review it. It's funny because there's not too many people who reviews this movie. And one of the persons was like, "This movie was written by like a kid that did one semester in film school."
At a community college, at a junior community college.
Exactly.
Not a community college, but a junior community college.
As funny as that is, it's so basic, so like there was no complexity, no subtlety, no
depth,
nothing. You know, even like if we're going to compare it to what it was trying to be, which is Get Out. We knew there was something wrong with the parents, but we just couldn't put our fingers on it. It wasn't so straight on the nose. You know what I'm saying? It took us time because everything was just a little bit off, but we just couldn't put our finger on why it was off. You know, and even with the gardener and the maid, and you know, and it's just like, what the hell? And then when it all came to pass, it was like, oh, this is fucked up. But that's what they were trying to do in this movie. But the problem was there was nothing there, nothing subtle about it. It's like we want you to hate Karen so bad that before anything else happens, let's get it on the first frame. Black Lives Matter, water, push it out, hate Karen. So we already know they set the tone. We hating Karen from the first frame of the movie.
You gotta learn how to trust your audience, bro.
I don't think they like a lot of the big movies and stuff. They have that test audience viewing so they get a gauge of what's right and what's wrong. I don't think this person did that. I think this was.
Oh no, I think they did. He found all the people. who did the Tyler Perry films.
I tell you what, God bless the dead, but I guarantee you the one person that probably we know.
Oh, she would have been all over this movie.
Grandma would have liked this movie.
She would have been like, y'all see Karen.
Even not for nothing, I give Melvin a lot of credit because he picks up on a lot of stuff, but I would even venture to say that Grandpa might even have liked this movie. He might have. I don't know. I don't know. There might have been some stuff in there that he would have questioned and been like, I don't really understand. But your grandmother, yeah, she would have been all over that. Like, it was a good movie. No, it's not.
I really liked it. You didn't like it? No, Grandma.
Because I liked it. Movie that man you can't stand and we laughed at for so hard. She loved it. She didn't see none of the things that was wrong with it.
You know who else would love this movie? Crystal.
Really?
Dad, she keeps talking about how she's watching Greenleaf on Netflix and ooh, it's so good. And you know, Greenleaf is on the OWN channel, and you know, Oprah loves her some Tyler Perry. So it's very in the vein of that, and I'm just like, sis, it was only good for like one season, maybe half of that season. She would love this. She would have been like, but girl, stop, it was so good. That would be Crystal.
Wow. Wow.
But yeah, Grandma would love this movie. Yikes. Well, needless for me to say, I'm not a big fan of the movie, and obviously my dad ain't too hip to the immaculateness that is Karen. But I do love you, and I thank you for watching, and Oh damn it! I had accidentally came up with like a perfect sign out, and then I forgot it. Hold on, let me try to see if I can remember. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, listen to High on Caffeine, and tell a friend. And until we meet again, I'll see you next time. Bye.